Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great, great world. We're going to talk about XRP, but before I get started, I got to say something. This channel hit two major milestones. It hit 10,000 subscribers. Then it hit 20,000 subscribers, and that's all thanks to all of you. I always said it, without you, I wouldn't be here. I appreciate all of you coming and watching my videos all the time. But this channel will hit another milestone, 30,000 subscribers, and I hope before now and then, we all get rich off of our investments. I hope that we all get life-changing money very soon, and it could very well happen. Because a lot of good things look like they're coming for XRP. You have the SEC lawsuit ending early next year. You have Flare going live very soon. You have ISO 222 going live in March of next year. So it can happen, and I really hope it does. But the thing is, I always wanted you to be here with me when that happens. Because that's what this is all about. When we're making euphoric videos where I'm showing you massive green candles and watching XRP hit $9, $10, $11, $12 and beyond. Because that's what this was always about. Keeping you holding long enough so you could get life-changing money. So let's take a look at today's video. Don't believe the Biden cabal. The U.S. economy is collapsing. Civil unrest, food shortages, gas rationing, and eventually martial law is enacted when a nation falls. Now, a lot of people are saying that the economy is definitely going to crash out at some point next year. Even people outside of crypto say something doesn't feel right. It feels like there's something wrong with the economy, like they're not telling us everything. That's because they're trying to tear down the current financial system to usher in a new one. Investors think stagflation, a 1970s style death spiral, is a bigger threat to the U.S. economy than a recession. Now, I feel inflation's really going to amp up once the BRICS countries start really pulling away from the U.S. dollar and the dollar really starts to plummet. That's when we could see hyperinflation. If that happens, you'll be taking a wheelbarrow full of cash to the store to buy a loaf of bread. It can get that bad. And that's what they're pushing for. The U.S. Department of Agriculture plans to invest $600 million in clean energy projects for farms and rural communities. This initiative will help the U.S. cut emissions and boost energy security. The government should stay out of farms, period. Because everything the government touches, they seem to ruin. And the country's farms is what feeds all of us. And farmers are not going to have the money to invest in all this new stuff that they're going to want them to buy to stay compliant with climate change. Rockefeller, his true motive. It's clear he doesn't want us to find out that if we unite as one against them, love one another, we can break free. Their fiat system enslaves us. Their Cbdc is the last transition to total slavery. Let's break free together. Say no. And that's what they're pushing for, total slavery of an entire planet. You see the agenda that these people are pushing. It's about tearing down a financial system, but it goes way beyond that. It goes into climate change. They want us to ride bicycles while they're jet setting around the world at the same time. Is the popularity of EVs accelerating fast enough to achieve U.S. climate goals? This report from the ICF Climate Center uses climate modeling to predict the future impact of EVs on climate change. Now, you see EVs being pushed by state after state. First it was California, then New York. Now I think West Virginia's on board with it as well. And even Ford, they don't want you owning your vehicle after your lease is up. It's all part of the agenda that they're trying to push for 2030. U.S. health experts say masks could make a comeback in the U.S., and this time they're not just for COVID-19. Now, I just had COVID, and let me tell you something. It wasn't fun, but I relied on my immune system. The same immune system I trusted my entire life. I wouldn't be here if my immune system wasn't able to fight off viruses and sicknesses or whatever the case may be. But I'm still not going to wear a mask because I feel that my immune system gets stronger once I get sick and I fight off something like COVID-19. So now they're pushing masks for COVID-19, flu, and RSV. But they're also trying to push control. And it still divides everyone at the same time. Remember the fights breaking out at the mall because this person's wearing a mask and that person isn't? And most people know by now that the mask doesn't even work anymore. So the same idiot that told us God gave us two arms, one for the COVID shot and the other for the flu shot, is back at it pushing the useless mask narrative. Now this guy is also talking about future pandemics, which is kind of scary because if they're talking about it, most likely we're going to see one. World Economic Forum announces one of their themes of Davos 2023 will be preparation for the next pandemic, disguised with combating racial disparities in the next pandemic. And we see here, it says, right out on their website from the World Economic Forum, prepare for the next pandemic. So they're already getting people ready for what's about to come. And the thing is, this is coming from the same organization ran by Klaus Schwab, who wants us all to eat bugs and live in pods. Don't think the Rothschilds of the world would want crypto to succeed without them having a hand in it. All of a sudden, crypto collapsed. The World Economic Forum and CBDCs make sense. Now more than ever, we need to align efforts to secure our freedom from the system. Let me issue and control a nation's money, and I care not who writes the laws. Mayor Rothschild. And these people want to control us through our money now. That's what a CBDC is all about. Then you get the social credit score and you get the digital ID. And anytime you say something they don't like, they just deduct from your account more and more money. At the rate I'm going, I'd probably be broke. Rishi Sunak envisions the UK as a global center for crypto assets, and the government will consult with the Bank of England on a UK retail CBDC. Will other countries follow the UK in regulating crypto assets? This guy is pushing everything way too fast over there, in my opinion. I pray for the UK because let me tell you something, they're going to see the slavery system long before we see it here in the US. You're going to get a good look at how life is for people in the UK very soon. And, you would be okay with this if they were going to use it for good. The technology is great technology. It fixes a 49-year-old system. But because they want to use it to enslave us, then they'll say, why are you not on board with this? This improves your life. No, it doesn't. It enslaves us all. Communist insiders are executing a massive and sophisticated asset grab for the commanding heights of industrial society. Control of these will be consolidated. Benefits will be rationed to the compliant and denied to the deviant. Independent thinkers via CBDC. Who controls the food supply controls the people. Who controls the energy can control whole continents. Who controls the money can control the world. Henry Kissinger, 1973. And that's why you need to keep the governments out of the farms. That's where all of our food comes from. The other thing that the government should never touch is religion. And I talk about the chips, and people say to me on crypto Twitter, you're talking about the one cryptocurrency that can enslave the planet. Don't you realize this all leads to the mark of the beast? There's some hills that people choose to die on in life. One of those hills for me is getting that chip. I'm never going to get it. I'm not a religious person, but the older I get, the Bible seems to make a lot more sense. 99% of crypto will go to zero. Everyone in the crypto space, that won't happen. Global rule makers, we don't want Bitcoin. Also, GR. We need liquidity for cross-border payments and Health ID, Digital ID, CBDC, Private Ledger. BRICS buys all the gold. G20, SIBOS, WHO, World Economic Forum, Gates. We need to prepare for the next pandemic. Every bank globally closes nearly all branches. Every politician. We need CBDC. Becoming wealthy is being a little smarter than the next guy. And you see what's coming in the world. I point it out to you all the time. This country just got their CBDC. This country's now pushing digital IDs. This country's one step away from a social credit system. That's why I invest in XRP, because I know it's going to be a major player in that new financial system. I want to enrich myself before CBDCs come. 2023 is shaping up to be an interesting year. Digital Euro, March 2023. Design phase. Potential settlement. Australia CBDC pilot, LAC chain, 15 participating countries. Turkey CBDC, Fed now, July 2023. Japan digital yen, early 2023 pilot. And that's how I know I invested in the right cryptocurrency, because XRP is at the heart of all of this. XRP is the most undervalued asset available at the market, as it will be the base currency for the new financial system to be implemented overnight. Ripple is the only company that has global compliance for all major central banks and financial institutions. And this is where that overnight idea comes from, because they even talk about it in ISO, a big bang event, overnight flip of the switch, and it can very well happen. I would not be surprised if we woke up one day and XRP is sitting at $100 per XRP, and then continues to move up from there. And we're going to have to wait and see how much business XRP pulls away from SWIFT. That'll give us the first indication on how high the price of XRP is going to go, because we know it has to be high priced to move all the world's money. That's why I want you to continue holding XRP. I want you to enrich yourself. I still believe that our lives will be different under a CBDC if we're rich, because that system looks like it does one thing: it enslaves the poor, the people that end up on the government money. If your money's coming from the government, you could bet that they're going to put you on a digital wallet before anyone else even gets moved on to one. You're going to end up with your digital ID before everyone else. You'll end up on the social credit system before anyone else. But if you're rich, you might be able to avoid some of that. Maybe you could use a private ledger for your transactions, keeping your transactions out of the government's eye. Who knows what the future is going to bring? But that's why I try to always keep you holding. I want your life to be different. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. Like I said, if it wasn't for you, I would not be here. And hopefully, before we hit that next milestone, we see life-changing money for XRP. With that said, have a great night. We'll see you in the next one.